Hey, hey, what's up, guys? What's happening? What's happening, guys? Hey, today I want to talk about Brotherhood, man. I tell you, the guys are starting to show up, and the Brotherhood is strong. And I wanted to talk about it because Brotherhood is something that I honestly think it's misunderstood. I really think, like, not just like, how you doing? Hey, I knew you'd be first. NYC roninmgtow, welcome, very welcome, my friend. Hey, you know, Brotherhood, right? It's a complicated thing, and I wanted to go over the types of Brotherhood, the Brotherhood that I felt last night, which was totally awesome. You know, how you doing, guys? Good morning. Hey, I'm from Los Angeles.
I'm from Utah.
Oh, really? I love Utah. It's beautiful. The mountains there. Yeah.
Is this your first time here?
No, I'm living over there, like just down the street. It is.
How long have you lived here?
2 years now. Yeah. So peaceful.
This is my first time here.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I've been here 5 days now, and I'm having a good time of my life.
Have a good time.
For 3 weeks.
I'm doing a video right now on Brotherhood, and like these small neighborhoods have very cohesive feeling, you know.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Brotherhood and family here.
I know. That's why I'm in this neighborhood. Okay, thanks. Have a good time. Have a good trip. Yeah, see you. All right, guys. So we're talking about Brotherhood, right? And Brotherhood comes from many things. It comes from, I really thought about it, you know. And what is Brotherhood, right? Yeah, they can see the camera. Yeah, they know they're on camera. They know they're live and everything. Yeah. Brotherhood. Hello. Okay, let's go over the types of Brotherhood first, right? So I've been thinking about this all morning. So you got like things like fraternities, right? When you join a college, go to university. You have in Japan, you have this Brotherhood of how you doing, guys? Good morning. Hey. Like you have different brotherhoods in the Yakuza, Japanese Yakuza. You have brotherhoods in fraternities. You have brotherhoods in military. Brothers that have been through, probably the most serious type of brotherhood is the military. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about brotherhood of poverty, you know, someone who's been through so much stuff, you know, like has been through a lot of things together. You know, I think this is what is like something like I think rap artists feel is there's a brotherhood because there's a camaraderie. And how you doing? What's up, man? Hey, you know, there's a camaraderie amongst people who've struggled together or had, you know, kind of similar struggles, right? So that's a type of brotherhood, right? You have, let's see, what are the other types of brotherhood? I think struggle, and, you know, close, I would say death and despair, illness are things that are brotherhood, you know, kind of stuff that create brotherhood, right? You like the live? All right, cool, man. Yeah, oh yeah, these people are awesome, man. It's true, we can interact with them in real time, right? I'll try to watch the screen, but I can't always watch the screen. So just if you ask a question, I miss it, just say it again. Don't worry. It's I can't. It's difficult to always be looking at it, right? Oh yeah, VR is awesome. But okay, so Brotherhood, right? So I remember I joined. I'm just going to talk about types of Brotherhood, and please comment any ideas you have, questions, you know, experiences you had. By the way, this is early morning, and we got some food here. There's always food in Thailand. There's always different places. This is my favorite neighborhood. The guys are cooking here. Let's see what we got here. Got a little fish action there. Got some chicken. It's looking very good, man. Looking good. Thank you. Okay. So you got. I was just thinking of Brotherhood. Okay, so I'll just tell you about my types of Brotherhood, right? Oh, you got real brothers, right? Like my brother and I have really, you know, we started out like we lived in a trailer park. We moved a lot. My family had no money, so we had to move along when my dad got a job, either making a highway or doing something somewhere else. And then eventually he got better and better jobs. But we had a brotherhood because it was just me and him, right? You know, whenever we went to a new city, there was nobody else. It was just me and him. So we were the only people we knew. In some cities, we only lived in for a very short period of time, right? So we had to have this kind of camaraderie. But as I got older, the brotherhood that I had with my brother has become much deeper, right? It's become much more. This guy's fixing his shirt, Miss Thailand. Oh yeah, cool, man. you know, because I'll talk about my brother, because I want to start with the lighter types of brotherhood and then go to the heavier types of brotherhood, right? And MGTOW is a very special type of brotherhood. And I really believe that. That's why and it's not just belief, I see it happening. Like the brotherhood of MGTOW is really serious. And I'm going to talk about MGTOW last. But okay, so let's talk about university. Okay, so when I went to university, I joined a fraternity. And a lot of people bag on fraternities, you know, it's like a common thing, is like rich frat boys kind of bullshit idea. I didn't find that to be true. I found brotherhood in fraternity. I found some really good friends that are still friends today. I was in Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity, and it was good. You know, I'm very grateful for that time. Very, very grateful for. How you doing, guys? What you doing there? Oh, you're cutting up the coconuts. Okay. How long does that take? How long?
Around
5 minutes to cut.
yeah, 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. How you doing there? Yeah, we're on a live stream. All right, guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Yeah, cheers. So in these neighborhoods where people are closer, they have a brotherhood. You know, there's a shared experience. You know, people sit here together. You can see them. People sit outside. People talk. Neighbors get to know each other. You know, you can see people around, right? So this is a type of neighborhood that makes brotherhood, right? I'd like to eventually design, because I've been in real estate a lot, I'd like to be in design a neighborhood for basically like that fosters brotherhood at a very deep level, just the nature of it, right? You know, so I like that, because you kind of look out your door, right? You kind of are forced to talk to other people. You can't just be a shut-in in a neighborhood like this, right? You meet people, you talk to people, you have to get along with people, you have to socialize, you have to learn how to be a social human being, you know? And that's a lot of things that people assume about MGTOW, that we're not social, you know, that we can't, it's not possible to get a date, you know, in the mother's basement is kind of the mainstream media kind of, I would say, ad hominem attack against MGTOWs. But I haven't found that. I mean, the MGTOWs I've met, I mean, last night, I'm telling you, the reason why I really thought about brotherhood this morning is I was out with Miggy and Chris and Christian and a couple of guys. We were sitting there eating, and we were laughing so hard. We were having dinner together, and you know, we had such a good time. Like I went to the bathroom, and when I went to the bathroom, I literally felt lonely in the bathroom. Like I was trying, I don't know if you've ever had this feeling before, but I had this feeling like I can't wait to get over to the table again, because I could hear everybody laughing at the same time, right? Yeah? Yeah. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. So there's brotherhood of man and beast. You know, that's another brotherhood, right? Other living things, right? But yeah, so the brotherhood I felt last night, I got to tell you, this was unexpected for me. I knew that MGTOW was going to be awesome, and I, you know, there's over 100 videos, and a lot of them are an hour long, so I've made over 100 hours of content, you know. And when I started, I knew that there was kind of a shared struggle that MGTOW had, but I never expected what I had last night when I really realized the total freaking awesomeness. Hey, Greg, how you doing? Hello, gents. Yeah, morning. I never expected I don't know, I guess the emotional reaction I had last night. Like, I was sitting there with these guys and I was having such a great time. I'm serious, I was almost euphoric. And I went to the bathroom, like I said, and I heard everybody laughing. I'm like, God, I got to finish this piss and get out there. And I went outside and I was totally stoked, you know, to be back with the brothers, you know. And so let's talk about brotherhood, and I want to kind of like break down types of brotherhoods that, and like by the way, this neighborhood is small. That's the neighborhood right there. That's the whole thing. I wanted to break down type of brotherhoods. Okay, so I joined a fraternity when I was in college, and in this fraternity, brotherhood was pretty good. It was actually pretty good. It was different kind of guys. We're still friends today. I think our brotherhood was how you doing, guys? Yeah, brotherhood working. Is that the Hey, what's up, guys? All right. Boss? Manager?
No, boss.
Okay, boss. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, deliver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My house, come.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good, very good.
All right, guys. See you later. Have a good one. All right. So, you know, the brotherhood of guys working together is another thing. I remember I used to work all kinds of jobs when I was a kid because we had no money, right? So I worked at construction. I put newspapers together and stuff, and we had a brotherhood there. The fraternity brotherhood was more like coming of age brotherhood, maybe, you know, where we were kind of like all trying to learn what it was like to be a man. I think that was the brotherhood we had. Was here's the security. This is the alarm system and the security system for the neighborhood. Is sharp metal. They usually have glass, but this is just metal here, so you don't want to climb on that wall there. But let's see, other types of brotherhood. Okay, so what's another type of brotherhood? One of the big brotherhoods is what kind of brotherhoods are you guys involved in? Have you been involved in? And then what disappointment did you have, and what happiness did you have? I want to go over like really what is brotherhood, right? What is freaking brotherhood? Because it's not all roses, right? I want to talk about the whole thing, because I don't want MGTOW to devolve into some bullshit taken over by, you know what I mean, by a bunch of knuckleheads, a bunch of 3-inchers, a bunch of fucking managers, you know? It's like the brotherhood is real, and brotherhoods can be destroyed too. You know, they're what do you call it? Like sensitive, or they're not like a brick wall, a brotherhood. Yeah, you need to understand what is a brotherhood. I can tell you this, when I was into picking up girls back in the day, I was very into it, and I had my own set of rules, and they were unique. You know, I've met a lot of pickup artists. A lot of my friends are pickup artists, and they tell me about the rules they had, but I had some better rules. I swear to God, I had some fucking great rules. And just to give you an example, because I think MGTOW needs some kind of rules in order to foster brotherhood. Okay, I'll just give you a quick example of my rules when I was picking up. Okay, so let's say we were going to talk. There was some girls over there, right? Some girls down there, right? If I went up to them and I opened them, right, then my friend would wait, because he would wait for me to choose a girl, right? And then he would kind of even wait a little bit longer to make sure I liked her, right? Because I opened her. See, I did the hard work, right? I did the thing that everyone doesn't want to do, right? And I would do the same for him. So if he opened the girls, I would just sit there, look like an idiot for a while until he finally chose the right girl. And then I would go in, right? That was one rule we had. We never broke that rule either. There was one friend of mine broke that rule, and he paid the price. But it was really, I thought it was really super important to basically have rules, because otherwise it got very confusing, because one guy would open the girls and the other guy would come in and take the girls, and he was like, hey, what's wrong with that? That girl liked me, right? But the thing is, brothers mean more. You know, bros over hoes, right? It's really true. You know, that's right. The fucking man code. That's right. That is right. And you need to have that code, and you need to talk about that code. What is important, right? It's not like some rules from some government. It's rules that are important, that keep you in line and keep your friends where you can trust them, right? And that's what those rules were for. And also, they also were motivation too, because as we, at the time, this is like 20 years ago, but we were going out and picking up girls. And so it was a motivation for me to want to go and talk to the girls, because I knew that if I did it first, then I got the respect. And also he would respect me and wait for me, right? I had control if I went in first. And if he went in first, then I sat around, right? I was gonna not do anything, right? We had other rules. We would never sleep with each other's girl. No way. Unless we were doing it together. If we're doing a threesome on a girl or whatever, then it was fine. But we would never go and sleep with each other's girl. And even if we sometimes we would give each other another girl. Like somebody would say, hey, you know, like you why don't you bone this chick, you know, whatever, you know, like you're getting tired of her or something, you know, you let her go. And we would do that. But even when we did that, so I'll give you an example. One of my friends, I gave him a girl, right? A couple girls actually. And then he sent a girl over to me, and she was like really super hot. I was like, holy shit, right? And so we did it, right? But then the second time she came over, he hadn't called me and said in advance that she was coming over, or, you know, she was gonna. So I wasn't sure if she had gone back to my friend, right? Coconuts, baby. You know, so I was like, hey, I said to the girl, I said, look, I can't do anything until I talk to my friend. And I called my friend, and he was on vacation, so I left a message on his answer machine, and then he didn't answer because he was in New York or something. So I didn't sleep with the girl, and I basically kicked her out. And she was like, why can't you sleep with me? I'm like, yeah, listen, you know, like, I would love to, but I got to make sure that my friend's not with you anymore. And she's like, well, he's not with me, we broke up. I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's fine, but a girl can say something like that, but that doesn't mean it's true, right? I don't believe something because a girl says it, right? So if a dude tells me, then I'm like, okay, all right, you guys are broken up. And then I'll even double check, are you sure you're okay with this? You know, is this what you want? And the guy's like, yeah, sure, I don't care, you know, go for it. And then I will go ahead and do it. But I would always double check with my bros first, because if you don't double check with the bros, then what happens is you end up with this kind of free-for-all. And that's what I think a lot of guys do nowadays, is they don't understand, you know, that's right. It's a very deep level of trust. And you know what? It was even worse than that, because I'm telling you, this girl was super hot. Super, super hot. Like, I'm not kidding either, but the one my friend gave me, she fucking killed me. And it was really hard for me not to fuck her, because we'd already fucked before, right? Because he'd given her to me. But I wasn't sure. Maybe she had gone back, right? But the thing is, that paid off, because we're still friends today. And we've done business together. He's a very successful guy. He's a finance guy, and we're great friends. He came and visited me not long ago. And the reason why is because he knows that no matter what fucking happens, is I don't break my rules. He knows that. I mean, he knows that from experience, right? It's no fucking around, right? Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it's good. You got to make sure if you're going to share a girl, you got to make sure that you know how you feel, though. Don't kid yourself. If you really do like the girl, like, even if you don't want to like the girl, whatever, but you do, you got to be honest with yourself. So be very careful when you do that kind of thing. Definitely feel how you feel about it. Don't kid yourself. Don't be macho, is what I'm saying. Like, be in touch with your feelings. If you're going to do anything like that, it's very dangerous for your emotional fucking makeup, you know. But what it really helps is when you have friends that you trust and they trust you, and then it's okay, because you're like, okay, that guy would never fuck me over with girls, so okay, so I totally trust him, you know, for whatever. And that puts me in a much more comfortable position, right? You know. Exactly. Well, but you know what? Your friends broke the trust you had, right? But maybe you guys didn't have good rules. You know, maybe you guys didn't do the hard work of making those rules, right? I think making the rules is really important. It's like thinking about what is important, and being honest with them, right? You know, it's like you can't just expect people to know the rules. You have to really verbalize them and talk to them, and that's what I want to do. But one thing I want to do in the convention, the World Summit coming up next weekend, is I want to make sure that we do talk about this. Like, what's important to us? What do we consider? What do we consider values? What is a MGTOW fucking value, right? You know, they're like, what is it? What do we? Where is the line? What are we doing together, right? So, another type of brotherhood is martial arts. So maybe you're learning like a martial art together, right? And you know, you have a master, and you have other people under him, right? Similar to the samurais. Where my name Ronin, right, is from a samurai, right? So, oh yeah, well yeah, no. See, the thing is, if someone breaks the rules, right? If someone ends up being a cheese bag, that's actually not really bad, because what happened is you got rid of that friend. Some guys are unable to follow the rules. Some guys just don't have the capacity, you know, to be good friends. You know, it's a thing, right? If a friend of yours, you know, supposed friend of yours, doesn't have the capacity to be a good friend, then you just have to accept that and take it as a compliment, right? It's like you're done with that guy, right? You know, there's no fixing, right? You got to be honest, right? If your friend is a douchebag, you just have to, you know, you've already gone over the rules and everything, and he doesn't get it, he doesn't understand it. Then you have to accept that, and you have to just say, okay, that's the way that guy is, and then when you accept that, then you move on. Don't try to change people. What I do is I meet people, and then I give them an opportunity, right? I give them a clear opportunity to either rip me off, screw me over, whatever. And it's like, if they do it, I'm not angry. It's that they didn't pass the test, right, to be my friend. So it's like, okay, that person is no longer somebody that I want to hang out with, right? So I'm not trying to change the guy. All I'm trying to do is trying to find out who's cool. That's what I want to do. I want to give them a fair chance to be cool. And if they are, then all bets are off. They could be friends for a long time, right? Could be friends for life, right? You know? But I'm at the fruit market here. This is a good place in the morning. Come here, get some veggies, you know, get some food. They got all these curries and stuff, super cheap. Very, very nice, very, very nice. Let's see here. I think I'll walk this way. Yeah, so another type of brotherhood is martial arts, and that's basically together having the discipline, right? Like a Buddhist monk, right? He's sitting there in the freezing cold with no jacket, you know, meditating, and it's difficult, and he's got other monks that are in the class with him, and hey, Sadika, and they're together, they're struggling together, right? That's a type of brotherhood, right? Another type of brotherhood is God. So religious guys, Muslim, Christians, or whatever, they have brotherhood because they're trying to learn the ways of God together, kind of, right? And that learning is difficult, right? So they have to, for example, guys get together and they confess their sins together, right? And then they struggle together and they say, you know, I messed up, and you know, the other guy's like, you know, I'm sorry, you know, and like, or not, I'm sorry, but I want to change. And the other guys are like, okay, here's how you change. You know, here's kind of the opportunity. You can do this, or you can do that. But the thing is, if the guy doesn't change, or if the guy is not capable of listening, then people stop inviting him to the different groups. How you doing? Because he's not playing the game right. You got to, in other words, to be in the brotherhood, you have to pass numerous tests, right? You can't just be like a fair weather friend. You gotta keep passing tests. This is a great neighborhood. Inexpensive haircuts there. Let's see here. You have to walk away from me. That's right. Yep. It's the same with women. Yep. Don't try to change people. I think that's where a lot of guys go into a bad situation. They also get violent because they're trying to change people. What you want to be is you're like a spy or an investigator, and you're trying to find out, did he commit the murder, right? Did he do this? Did he do this? Is he a good guy? And if he is a good guy, then it's cool, right? But don't be wishful thinking, basically, about stuff, right? So, especially when it comes to serious stuff like MGTOW, trustworthiness of other guys, military, where death is on the line, and things like that, right? Not like university where you're getting drunk, you're having fun. There's lightweight brotherhood too, right? And then there's heavyweight brotherhood, right? So another type of brotherhood would be, so the struggle, the God guys, the religious guys, you know, they're together struggling, trying to find God's way in life, you know, a path, right? And that's difficult, right? And it requires change. It requires honesty, self-honesty. It requires study and things like that. That's a type of brotherhood, and I think that's a meaningful brotherhood. When I was in high school, we used to go to these men's Christian retreats, and they were great. You know, they were serious, man. They were serious. Guys were really serious, and they were really trying to be like men of God, right? And I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, even though I'm not religious now. Those times, I'll never forget those times. Those were very meaningful for me, and it was all men. It was all men being honest, crying, being, you know, sharing difficulties. You know, that's what it is. Like, brotherhood is not some like paper thin fake thing. Brotherhood is deep. It's deep change, and it requires surgery, right? You gotta cut things out of your life like cancer, right? And it's painful, and you know what I mean. It's not easy, and you need pain medicine, right? It's all very good examples of what really brotherhood is, because brotherhood is not something that's just lightweight where you get together and get drunk together. That's not a brotherhood. You can't trust it. It is a good thing. It's camaraderie is what it is, really. Camaraderie. So we have camaraderie, and then we have brotherhood, right? And so we have military brotherhood. Now, military brotherhood is the brotherhood. I mean, real military brotherhood. You have military brotherhood of joining the military and wearing a uniform, right, and being stationed in some safe place. And you have another type of brotherhood where you are under fire and you have to trust each other to save, to be there for them, right? When the Brotherhood of Knights, right? Give me some examples of that. Well, yeah, I'd love to hear about that. But the Brotherhood of Military is where you're basically like, you're reaching back, and the guy's handing you a grenade, and if he doesn't hand you that grenade, basically there's a good chance you're gonna die. That's a type of brotherhood, right? And that type of brotherhood is deep. Now we're getting to real brotherhood, right? Hey, how you doing, man? How you doing? What up, what up? So I like military. I like that kind of under fire brotherhood. Like I've been in fights with friends where we were fighting a common enemy, and it's like, I really can't stand dudes who can't fight, who will run away. I will always stand up in a fight, and I think it's important. The guys who run away from a fight are just, to me, they're just scary, because it's like, what are they going to do next, right? What are they going to run away from, right? How can I trust this guy, right? It's impossible to trust this guy because he's going to run away from a fight, right? Oh, wow, this is cool. Yeah, he's going to run away. I can't trust him, right? So I think that's another thing, trust. But again, it's based on shared values and rules. So in the military, you have very clear rules about what should be done and how it should be done, right? And so then you have another type of, let's talk about other types of brotherhoods, is a real brother, right? And some people, they have brothers and it doesn't mean much to them, right? It's not a big deal. It's like, I got two brothers, whatever, I never see them, That's not a real brotherhood, right? That's just, that's a kind of a, it was a missed brotherhood opportunity, basically what it is, right? And sure, similar values, absolutely. And those values have to be hammered out, right? They got to be hammered out, and they got to be specific, right? Where you understand what is the deal? What am I getting myself into, right? And brotherhood, you can go as deep as you want, because me and my brother, like I said, we moved all over the place, and when we were kids, and so we had this brotherhood. We had this brotherhood together, but as kids, it was deep. But I can tell you this, it became much, much deeper as adults. And my brother and I have a bond that is so fucking deep now. And I trust my brother so much. And I really see him as a very wise man now. When he was young, he wasn't. But I really trust him, and I respect him, and I enjoy all our conversations. He called me the other day. It was a great conversation, And the time we spend together now is like very, very fucking meaningful for me. It's not like just hanging out with a friend. Like when my brother calls me, I fucking answer the phone, right? If I can, I answer the phone, and if not, I call him right back, because I want to see what he has to say, because he doesn't take things lightly. He thinks about things, and he gives me good advice, and we are able to like talk about things, and we even have our own humor, because we lived all over the place, and we had to make do, and we know all these people that no one else knows, right? So a lot of humor is having to do with specific experiences, right? Something happened, it's like, oh, that guy, right? We can still joke about stuff that was like 50 years ago, 40 years ago, not 50, sorry, 40 years ago, right? But okay, so let's go. So military line of fire brotherhood is probably, I would have to say, is probably the deepest brotherhood there is. I don't think there's any deeper brotherhood. I didn't know the MGTOW doesn't match a military under fire brotherhood. Let's see, aware of a man's dominance in his signature. Right. Yo, yeah, that's right. Marine Corps, things like that. And it doesn't have to be military, because I've been in like life and death situations with people, and I don't think there's any difference when you're really trusting another person for your life in a big way. It's the same fucking thing, it's the same fucking thing, except you're not armed as well, you know what I mean? But I would say that's very rare. Mostly it's in time of war. It's on the front lines, right? One thing fucking drives me nuts. Here's what fucking drives me nuts. If some fucking fake ass motherfucker was never on the front of, like, let's say battle, but he pretends like he was, right? Stolen valor, things like that. That drives me insane, because the reason why brotherhood is meaningful is because it's fucking real, right? You know what I mean? It's like you can't, you know, if you fake brotherhood, that's why there's a law against stolen valor, right? Don't fucking fake brotherhood. Like, it's better to say, I'm telling you right now, if you come to the conference or you're hanging out and you say, look, I have not been a good brother. I fucked this guy over and he died. Or I fucked that guy over and he lost his job. Or I stole his wife and then I felt guilty. You know, and I ripped this guy off. That's fine. You can be a flawed individual. That is fine, right? But do not lie about this stuff. Do not fucking lie about this stuff. This stuff is like, this is sacred for dudes. You know, brotherhood is fucking sacred for dudes. Here's a Chinese temple, the backside of a Chinese temple here. When you guys come to the conference, if you come, I got part of a Chinese roof. Temple roof fell off and I got it. It's beautiful in my house. So what is MGTOW Brotherhood? Okay, the reason why I made the conference, the reason why we're getting together in person, and it's already surpassed my expectations. The MGTOW conference, there's already guys here and we're fucking laughing our asses off. 2 guys are moving into my house today. We're gonna be fucking going out, having a great time. You know, it's already surpassed, like I said, my expectations in brotherhood. Big time, big time. It's already a success, major success to me. It's not even till next weekend. But the MGTOW Brotherhood, I think, is a brotherhood of shared struggle. And all right, man, a shared pain, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, this is a video. Yeah. All right, man. All right. Hey, brothers working together. Okay, some beer, a little cigarette there in the morning. What time is it? It's let's see, 9 in the morning. All right, guys, take it easy, man. No, not today. Okay, thank you. You know, that's one type of brotherhood. You know, is like getting drunk, not caring what people think. I would say that type of brotherhood would not be the deepest one. You know, not the most meaningful one for me personally. Although it was meaningful when I was younger, so I don't make fun of any of these things. And also, you could form a very deep friendship over drinking. It is very possible. Very, very possible. I don't, sipping on something. Yeah, he's having a little beer in the morning there and a cig, delivering ice. That was bags of ice there. Those guys are ice guys. They deliver ice. Okay, so now we're going down the street. A lot of action down here today. This is good, man. This is fucking good background for this fucking video. How you doing there? Yeah? Somebody come? Let's see here. Here's some guys cutting away here. Here he is, trimming the tree. Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, all right. How's it going, guys? It's happening. That's a shared brotherhood of hard work, right? These guys work freaking hard, right? These dudes that do like manual labor in Thailand. Oh my God. Yeah. It is a bit like a video game, man. It is. What's happening? So the MGTOW Brotherhood, when I talked to Chris on the phone, you know, we started talking like a few months ago, right? And you know, I think I'll let him tell the story, but he was going through something that he was telling me, and it was difficult, right? And I told him, and I said, look, man, I said, you got to share that publicly, you know? You got to. That pain, that struggle, right? He was living in his car, right? And he didn't tell anybody. And I said, look, you got to tell people this struggle. Don't hide it, man, because if you hide your struggle, how can anybody relate to you or help you? It's fucking impossible. You need to be honest about your struggle, right? That's why I was saying, if you've been a bad friend, or if you have not been a good brother, just admit it. Like, just talk about it. Just say, and then break it down, man. Break it down. Like, what did you do wrong? What did you learn from it, right? How did you hurt somebody? How did you hurt somebody that was good to you, right? And now what? Now what do you think about it? You know, what is the future for your life, right? So I think, you know, we all make mistakes. You know, we all fuck somebody up. We make a mistake. We misinterpret things. We misinterpret rules and things like that. But like, I'm telling you right now, man, the brotherhood of shared pain. And this is what mainstream media does not fucking understand, is they do not understand, yep, Yep, live in a van down by the fucking river. I'm telling you, a lot of guys on the Ronin Man channel live in a car. I mean, there's a lot of guys who are very successful too. It's a mix, right? But there's been several guys who contacted me and told me that. And they've been divorced, raped, and they lost all their money. And now they're like fucking, it's like just like you, man, down by the river. I'm telling you, it's not always gonna be like this. You sharing that on the channel, I hope other people contact you. And put a comment below the video, because the comments now, I don't know if they're gonna show up later, right? You know, go ahead and share that one in the public comments, because I wanna make sure that people can reach out to you, right? You know, because sharing it is one thing, but getting support and getting ideas and help is another, right? Because when we're in trouble, you're living in a car down by the fucking river and 3 divorces. The car by the river might not be your biggest problem, right? It might be your own mind, right? Where you feel like, fuck, you know, exactly, just me and myself, right? And you feel like, it's like, what's the point, right? You know, I've had many times in my life when I'll be, you know, like say I'll be in an area, a building or an area where I've been before, and it was like really fun, and then now that's fallen apart. You know, there's just sadness, right? Like my grandfather died, you know, and I go to his house, right? And it's difficult because it's like you're in this location that used to be so happy, and then you feel like, fuck, you know, like what's the fuck, you know what I mean? Like you feel so sad, right? And so I think dealing with that shit is not easy, right? It's not easy, you know. So let's talk about that. So I mean, guys have had all kinds of stuff, you know. Like one thing no one talks about, like your 3 divorces, right? Okay, someone can say some shit like you know, someone can say something like, oh, you know, you'll get your money back, or, you know, fuck those bitches, or something like that. But it ain't the way the human mind works, my friend. You know, the human mind is a fucking devious, smart thing, and it's like thinking about all this shit, right? It's like, it's not easy to deal with that. You can like logically say, oh yeah, well, you know, no problem, right? Fuck that bitch, you know, fuck those 3 bitches. But you know, your mind is not like that. Your mind is telling you you're stupid. You know, you fucking fucked up again. Why didn't you know? She did this. You should have known, right? You're just beating yourself up, right? Exactly. Multi-million-dollar motivational. Wow. Oh, dude, Matt, dude, thank you for sharing, man. Fucking thank you for sharing. Oh man, you're gonna get it back, my friend. Sharing shit like this, you should start making the videos about this. You know, if you start making videos about that, you got it. That's a fucking great idea, dude. Start making videos. And if this motivated you to start, please fucking mention Ronin Man in there. You know, I appreciate it. You know, but I think starting videos, and like Chris did, I motivated Chris to do that original video where he admitted that he was living in his car and he was feeling like shit and all this stuff he was going through mentally. And I hope I can motivate you to do the same thing, because when you share it publicly, you're going to be amazed how much sympathy and help you get from other people. Because that's what we all go through. We all go through stuff where we feel like there's no point. What am I going to do next? You know, like I used to be a success and now I'm an idiot. You know what I mean? It's that kind of feeling, right? It's that kind of like, yeah, exactly. Now all gone, right? Hey, dude, listen, let me tell you something. You guys don't know my real name, but I lost a multi-million-dollar business, and I was dead broke after making a shit ton of money at about 49 years old. And it was very not easy for me. You know, I went back to America. I've been overseas since the 80s. I went back. I didn't have any money. I didn't even have a car. I was walking around. I was walking around my hometown. I actually stayed with my parents for like 6 months at 49. And I looked like a loser, man. You know, and it was fucking terrible. I'm telling you, it wasn't fucking good at all. It was fucking difficult, man. I really, at that time, I really struggled. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do with my life? And through that, what I discovered, Matt, what I discovered was that is that a lot of the businesses I had done, because I had had a lot of businesses, and they were basically like MFMS, I don't know that, but you can put it in the comment below. I had built a lot of businesses that I really didn't like that much, you know. I really, thanks, man, thank you. You know, I had built a lot of offline businesses that locked me into living in a certain place. And I really realized when I had it all taken away. Now, of course, it was very fucking unfair. I mean, I had built this business and it was my investment, you know, that had built up this multi-million-dollar business. And when I lost it, it was fucking not fair. Okay, I just want to say that. It was fucking bullshit, okay? But that's under the water under the bridge, right? So what am I going to do now? So what I realized is, do I really want that business back? That same business, exact same business? Or will I build it different next time? And that was when I decided to work online, is because I thought to myself, you know, oh, is that right? No. I would never assume that. I would never assume that. No fucking way, man. Dude, I'm telling you, you don't know how, Greg, you don't know how honest the guys are in this fucking group. I'm telling you, like last night with these guys, fuck, dude, you want to cry, man. Like people were telling you the fucking God's honest truth, man. And it's like, that's what it's about. It's like, where the fuck are you gonna go? You know what I'm saying? Like, where the fuck are you gonna go? Like, if you can't talk to other dudes who have been fucked over, who have been marginalized, not respected, or guys who have, you know, spent a lot of time in the Matrix and they realize it didn't mean anything, and they're questioning like what they're doing with their life, right? You know, it's like, fuck, you know, it's yeah, exactly. A lot of people will say that, you know. And the thing is but I tell you something, Matt, is don't get a resentment. Do not get a resentment, because when you get resentment, what you do is you create your own problems, because you're already going to run into a lot of problems in life, right? Here's a bamboo forest, you know, and you're going to create a lot of your own problems in life, right? You don't want to do that. You do not want to do that. Already life is a struggle, right? And so what I do, this is one thing I do, is here in Asia, right? I guess it's all over the world, but you know, some people don't like foreigners, right? I mean, most Thais are super nice. They're awesome. I love Thailand. But every country, some people just don't like foreigners. And I have neighbors sometimes, you know, not right now, but I've had neighbors before that just didn't like me. I knew they didn't like me just because I was a foreigner. And the way I look at it is, I don't judge people based on whether they like me. You know, I don't judge people whether they are nice to me or they like me. I judge them based on what they're doing with their life. So I had a neighbor once, and he was an old man, and he didn't like me. He did not like me. You know, he basically told me, you know. And when he told me that he didn't like me, basically didn't like foreigners, I looked at him, right? I looked at this old Japanese guy, and the guy was well dressed. He was cleaning up in front of his house. He was he was a respected member of his neighborhood, of his community. And he had a family, he had a nice wife. He had a house that he kept in good shape. It was not anything special, but it was like, he kept it very well. And I don't know, I just kind of realized, I looked at him and I thought, you know what? I still respect this guy, even though this guy does not like me. You know, he did not like me, and he told me, he basically didn't like foreigners. But I thought to myself, you know what? I kind of like you anyway. Because I thought, you know, I look at this guy, I mean, how many guys are just have a shit life and they don't, they can't take care of themselves, right? They're on government assistance, or they're stealing money, or they're somehow not contributing, right? This old man was contributing to life. You know, the fact that he didn't like me, like who really cares? Like, and it really helped me. It really helped me, because I realized that just because somebody likes me or is nice to me doesn't really matter to me. And also it's the same way is if somebody likes me. If somebody likes me, it doesn't automatically mean that I just think that they're great. You know what I mean? And so what I do is I look at people and I say, what do they have to, like, what does this guy have to offer life? Like, what kind of life is this dude living, right? If he's living a good life and he's a thing, I'll take what I can get, you know? Let's see, I was married to oh God, I missed that one. And, you know, I'm seeing a lot of comments here, people in pain. And you know, the thing is that for people that are in pain, the best thing you can do is write about it, you know, and to talk about it, right? And that's why it's so important, right? Exactly. That's right. That's right. Your rage and your resentment can be your own worst enemy, you know? Like, you don't even need anybody to ruin your life. You can, I can do it myself. You know what I mean? I don't need any enemies. I can be my own worst enemy if I want to. These are the workout machines in the park, and they're pretty cool, right? These you can come over here and you can use any of these machines anytime you want. It's like free, and they're quite good actually. They're better than they look actually. This one here I really like. This one, little, I don't know what you call that one, but that one's awesome. It doesn't look like it'd be good, but after a couple hours, or after 20 minutes or whatever, you know, it's like, fuck, you feel so good. Family out here, just being honest, doing their thing, being a family, cruising around, kids and stuff. I like to see that, you know. I like to see healthy people doing their thing, right? So yeah, so I guess you know, I basically formed this conference because I wanted guys to come together. I know that Brotherhood doesn't come online. You know, Brotherhood doesn't come from an email, it doesn't come online, it doesn't come from a lot of things, right? Brotherhood is not digital, you know? Brotherhood is like a real friendship, right? You know? And I really hope that you guys can also start to reach out to other MGTOWs and start to get to know each other, you know, because by meeting other people, by sharing experiences with them, you really will get to a new level of brotherhood, you know. And I hope that's my hope for you guys, is that this movement goes from being an online movement to a real movement of real people talking to each other, right? Meeting each other, watching each other, right? You know, that kind of stuff, right? Hey, Chris, you guys, hey, are you guys coming over? You guys coming over to the house? I'm about a 15-minute walk away from home, so if you guys cruise over, you guys are, I'll just go open the door. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Matt. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah. Come to the next conference. Okay, all right, Chris. I'll head back. I'll head back to the house. I'll be there like 15 minutes. All right, man. Well, you guys, you know, I hope Brotherhood. I hope this is, and I really believe that getting together, taking the chance, because when I first said, hey, I want to get together with other MGTOWs, people were saying stuff like to me, like, they're gonna all dox you, you know what I mean? Everyone hates you, basically, right? Everybody's dangerous, you know. And I think in life, you got to take some chances, my friend. If you want to live a good life, you can't take the easy route. You can't take the safe route. You got to take a fucking chance, right? And I knew for a fact when I started this conference and real guys coming to meet, I knew there was a risk. I knew it. But you know what? The reward was bigger than I ever expected. The fucking guys coming are blowing my fucking mind. They're blowing my mind. Hey, we're watching out, but at the same time, bro, we are enjoying ourselves, man. You know, we are fucking enjoying ourselves, because sometimes you got to decide between risk and reward. Don't forget about the reward, my friends. That's what we're talking about in this video. The reward is totally massive. You know, the reward is totally massive. Male friendships in Brotherhood is something that is so fucking insane. It's something that women just frustrated. They can never understand it. You know, thanks. Hey, Matt, welcome, man. It's cheap here, man. Don't worry, if you come, you're going to spend less money here than you do over there. Even living in your car. I can definitely help you out. Don't worry. You'll figure. I'll set you up in the right direction. It doesn't take a lot of money. Thailand, you can go full class. You can go 5-star, and it's awesome. And you can also go very, very simple, and not bad either, man. It's fucking good shit. You know, it's sometimes simple is actually the best. You know, sometimes it's not. It's simple is fucking. You know, I'm all about simple, my friend, myself. Even if I'm going balling like money, I like to go simple. All right, guys. Hey, thanks so much for joining in and everything, man. And any comments on Brotherhood, you know, adamant, humidity, weather, things like that, if you live here a long time, you don't even notice, you know. I know Chris is sweating it up in the beginning. Yeah, no problem. Thank you, Matt. Thank you for posting and stuff. Yeah. Bitcoin, man. Fucking Bitcoin, man. I'm glad I got into Bitcoin. I'll tell you that. And that was another reason for my brothers got me into Bitcoin. My younger brothers, not my age. It was younger dudes, right? Oh yeah, women just don't even have a clue. But I'll tell you something. Good women allow you to have a brotherhood, right? They might not understand it, but they'll allow you to do it. They won't bother you, right? But it doesn't matter because I do whatever I want anyway. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do what I think is important. But at the same time, good women, they'll kind of like say, okay, I don't understand this brotherhood thing, right? I don't know why it's so important to this guy. I don't fucking understand it, but all right, whatever. You guys are into this. It's cool, and we are into it, man. We are fucking into it, and it's a very real thing, man. It gives you hope. It gives you direction. It gives you goals. It gives you peace. Right? And it gives you this some kind of fucking madness that just, I don't know, man. There's no way to explain it. There's no way to explain it. And lack of brotherhood is the exact opposite of that, man. It's like fucking brutal. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to sign off. I go meet Chris and some guys coming over right now. So I don't know how to turn this thing off. So every time I do this, I have a little bit of a struggle here. So let's see here. How do I turn this bad boy off? I think I just turned it off right here. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and fucking thanks for all the comments. I really appreciate it. All right. See ya.